In its first year of existence, the SOS state opened 8 embassies, consulates, and temporary immigration offices around the world. The focus was on constructing a supranational network of institutions that represent the state now and in the future, as well as on disseminating and mediating the endeavor and gaining new citizens. The SOS art collection was expanded, and the soup of sabotage was created anew at each occasion. A state is the highest existent authority because it is more static than any of the other highly dynamic forces that influence our lives. The state is also subject to these same forces, yet it lags helplessly behind emerging cultural, scientific, and technological developments. In logical, creative consequence of its artistic process, SOS has created a tool for human realization. SOS is not interested in the matrix or program of a state, but in its condition or status. Every state is an obsolescent model, which either waits for its expiry date to pass or somehow manages to adapt itself to contemporary conditions. SOS is a process limited in time. Its interest in statehood is powered by the assumption that fundamentally, only a platform of human possibility beyond historical and contemporary socio-cultural barriers can make a difference. Not state branding or a social romance under the altered sign of a royal scepter, but the use of culture as a real political weapon. SOS offers a free, dynamic design for the expansion and redetermination of cultural space and cohabitation, an experiential model for life. It provides a real instrument for the culmination of human potential. Unpredictability and subversion of expectations are the sources of intelligence, culture, technology, and progress. Autonomy is the self-regulation of the social body, both in its independence and its interactions with the disciplinary norm. SOS autonomy means that social life is not only dependent on the limits and regulations imposed by economic power, but also on internal dislocations, displacements, deferments, and dissolutions, which form the process of the self-composition of a living society. Struggle, deprivation, alienation, sabotage, escape routes through the system of dominance. Autonomy is the independence of social time from the temporality of capitalism. The status of sabotage is not determinable, but it is rich in non-tangible resources, thus rendering it in direct contradiction to the world, society, and their demands. Life, from the standpoint of technology or economics, is never completely controllable, and therefore it is always a disruptive factor, a potential act of sabotage. The SOS state has consciously forsaken a constitution, legal system, presidents, ministers, etc., in order to avoid re-manifesting the definitions and imitations of well-known historical examples of diverse state forms and establishments. Instead, SOS draws its basic legitimacy directly from its citizens and their political, social, and spiritual ideas, visions, and needs, which they themselves shape and develop. Today's agenda calls for the expansion and reorientation of now stagnant social zones and for cultural cohabitation within a holistic model of life. This requires combined forces, but their resulting synergies should not be yet again subdued and kept in check, but rather generated in the first place.